I had my screening mammogram at the beginning of 2022. I received all clear every time, and I found my breast cancer, a small dimple, in November of 2022, so less than a year.
The best way to find early curable breast cancer is to get the screening you need. But just because you have a normal mammogram is no guarantee that you don't have breast cancer. And that's why it's very important for women with dense breasts to know that mammography is not enough.
They should have known about the dense breast issue. They should have advised me better. I wish somebody would have raised their hand and said, we can't see. We need additional tests. I felt betrayed. I don't think any woman should have to go through that. You shouldn't have to fight your doctors to save your life. When you're dealing with breast cancer, it's scary. I mean, you really just want to go all up in a ball and pretend like it didn't happen, but you have to have the state of mind to demand the right test to save your life. And that needs to change. In November of 2022, I had had a mammogram earlier in the year. I noticed a slight dimple on my left-hand side, and I decided I need to go in for a diagnostic mammogram. They took biopsies because they saw something, and 10 days later, the report came back that I had a slower-growing tumor on my left-hand side. It was very frustrating when I was diagnosed with the breast cancer on my left-hand side, and I requested additional testing on the right-hand side to make sure that there was no breast cancer there. I was really met with a lot of resistance. I think that's the thing that's most troubling to me, because what was the cost of ruling it out? Why was there so much resistance? It was almost like an arrogance. Well, we did the test we're supposed to do, and there's nothing there, and now you're being a difficult patient. Why won't you just go away? And, of course, I didn't want to be right. When I found out that there was a bigger tumor on my right-hand side, I was devastated. I was so hopeful, right, that the oncologist was correct and that I was totally hysterical demanding the additional screening. But then when I was validated, it was, it made me more angry. Fact of the matter is, given the size of the tumors, it was clearly there, not only at the beginning of 2022, but my doctors have said at least 5 years beforehand.
Mammography is a great test. If you have a screening mammogram, we will find breast cancers in about 5 of every 1,000 women who has a screening mammogram. Unfortunately, for women with dense breasts, we don't perform quite as well. So we might only find 3 or 4 cancers per 1,000 in women who have dense breasts.
The normal breast is made up of a combination of fat and dense glandular tissue, and the amount of that dense glandular tissue can vary depending on various factors. For example, younger women very frequently have dense tissue, and as a woman ages, that tissue density decreases. I want to be clear that mammography is part of the solution for early detection of breast cancer in all cases, but for certain individuals, a mammography alone may fail to detect certain breast cancers.
So mammograms will miss breast cancers and dense breast tissue. They're going to find about 50 to 70% of breast cancers on a mammogram, but some will be missed. There's a mammogram of a woman with dense breasts. You can see all this white tissue. And there's nothing here that is super concerning. But you might be surprised if I were to tell you that in the upper outer portion of this right breast, there's a breast cancer lurking there that we can't see on this mammogram. But I'm going to show you the ultrasound. So despite our having a negative mammogram 6 days earlier, we see a hypoechoic, meaning a dark mass that is taller than it is wide, that has irregular margins that go in and out and in and out, and it's blocking the sound waves. So the waves can't get through here. This is a big cancer that's sitting in there that was not seen on the mammogram. So this ultrasound finds a cancer despite a normal mammogram in a woman with dense breasts.